Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living entity, nor is he in the category of Vishnu, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is far more powerful than any living entity up to the standard of Brahma, yet he is not on an equal level with Vishnu, since he is almost like Lord Vishnu. Shiva can see past, present, and future. He is called Mahadev, the greatest of all demigods, and no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. Since Lord Shiva is the greatest soul among the living entities within this material world, his name, Shiva, is very auspicious for persons who identify with the body with the soul. Rudra is an expansion of Sadashiva and appears in unlimited universes. He is also a Gun avatar and is the ornament of all the demigods in the endless universes. He only desires to be a servant of Lord Krishna. Sri Sadashiva always says, "I am a servant of Lord Krishna." Lord Shiva is described in the Brahma Samhita to be like curd or yogurt. Curd is not different from milk. Since milk is transformed into curd, in one sense curd is also milk. Similarly, Lord Shiva is in one sense the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in another sense he is not, just as curd is milk, although we have to distinguish between the two. Rudra is simultaneously one with and different from Vishnu Tattva. Due to his association with Maya, he is different from the Vishnu Tattva. But at the same time, he is an expansion of Krishna's personal form. This situation is called Bheda Bheda Tattva, or Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, simultaneously one and different. The conclusion is that Rudra is not exactly Lord Vishnu, but rather a transformation of Vishnu. Therefore, he does not come within the category of the Vishnu Tattvas. Thus, he is inconceivably one with and different from Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva is the husband of Durga, the controller of the material energy. Durga is personified material energy, and Lord Shiva, being her husband, is the controller of the material energy. He simply advises his great wife that of all kinds of worship, the worship of Vishnu is the highest, and greater than that is the worship of a great devotee or anything in relation with Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva is always in meditation on the lotus feet of Vasudeva, Sri Krishna. Intoxicated by ecstatic love for Lord Krishna, he becomes overwhelmed and incessantly dances without clothing and sings about Lord Krishna's qualities and pastimes. He is also the incarnation of the mode of ignorance in one of the three deities representing the Supreme Lord. As his representative, Lord Shiva is identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva is worshipped because he is the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu. One should not, however, make the mistake of considering Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu to be on an equal level. Great sages like Marichi, Atri, Bhrigu, and others among the 9 great sages who are descendants of Brahma also respect Lord Shiva in such a way, because they all know that Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living entity. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the 3 modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Since he is one of the 3 controllers of the universal affairs, he is equal to everyone. He is very great. His greatness is incomparable because he is a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said that among all the devotees of the Personality of Godhead, Lord Shiva is the greatest. The real purpose of Lord Shiva is to serve the soul of the soul, Lord Krishna. He desires that all luxurious articles, such as nice garments, garlands, ornaments, and cosmetics, be given to Lord Krishna only, because Krishna is the real enjoyer. He refuses to accept such luxurious items himself, because they are only meant for Krishna. Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva has said that since his heart was always filled with the conception of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of the Supreme Lord's presence within his mind and heart, he was always offering obeisances unto that Supreme Godhead. In other words, Lord Shiva is always in trance, samadhi. Lord Shiva is described as the best of the gentle because he is not envious of anyone. He is equal to all living entities, and all other good qualities are present in his personality. The word Shiva means all auspicious. No one can be an enemy of Lord Shiva's, for he is so peaceful and renounced that he does not even construct a house for his residence, but lives underneath a tree, always detached from all worldly things. The personality of Lord Shiva symbolizes the best of gentleness. Lord Shiva is a qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he has almost the same qualities as the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he is equal to everyone. No one is his enemy, and no one is his friend. Lord Shiva is described here as Charachara Guru, the spiritual master of all animate and inanimate objects. He is sometimes known as Bhutanath, which means the worshipable deity of the dull-headed. Bhuta is also taken sometimes to indicate ghosts. Lord Shiva takes charge of reforming persons who are ghosts and demons, not to speak of others who are godly. Therefore, he is the spiritual master of everyone, both the dull and demoniac, and the highly learned Vaishnavas. It is also stated, Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Shambhu, Lord Shiva, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. Generally, Lord Shiva is known as the Lord of the Bhutas, or lower grade of living creatures. They take shelter of Lord Shiva because he is very kind to everyone and is very quickly satisfied. Therefore, he is called Ashutosh. To such men who cannot approach other demigods or Vishnu, Lord Shiva gives shelter. Lord Shiva, being very quickly satisfied, satisfies the material desires of the common man very quickly. Therefore, it is seen that ordinary men are very much apt to worship him. Next, those who are disgusted or frustrated with the materialistic way of life worship Lord Shiva to attain salvation, which entails freedom from material identification. One who understands that he is not the material body but a spirit soul is liberated from ignorance. Lord Shiva also offers that facility. Even Vaishnavas, who are above both the ordinary and the elevated men in this world, also worship Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. Thus he is the friend of everyone, the common man, the elevated man, and the devotees of the Lord. There are 11 expansions of Rudra or Lord Shiva. They are as follows: Ajakapat, Ahirbradna, Virupaksha, Raivata, Hara, Bhaurupa, Devashreshta, Trambaka, Savitra, Jayant, Pinaki, and Aparajita. Besides these expansions, there are 8 forms of Rudra called earth, water, fire, air, sky, sun, moon, and Somayaji. Sometimes it is found that Rudra is compared to Brahma and considered a living entity. But when Rudra is explained to be a partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is compared to Shesha. Lord Shiva is therefore simultaneously an expansion of Lord Vishnu, and in his capacity for annihilating the creation, one of the living entities. As an expansion of Lord Vishnu, he is called Hara, and he is transcendental to the material qualities. But when he is in touch with Tamagun, he appears contaminated by the modes of material nature. In the Vayu Purana, there is a description of Sadashiva in one of the Vaikuntha planets. That Sadashiva is a direct expansion of Lord Krishna's form for pastimes. It is said that Sadashiva, Lord Shambhu, is an expansion from the Sadashiva in the Vaikuntha planets, Lord Vishnu, and that his consort Mahamaya is an expansion of Rama Devi or Lakshmi. The Annihilator, Rudra, is born from Sankarshan and the ultimate fire to burn the whole creation. Shiva is called the shelter of the devotees because he gives bhakti which they desire. He is not only the shelter of the devotees, but also of those with material desires. He is the Lord of all types of knowledge. This is not at all astonishing, since he is the Lord of all beings, Ishvara.